Hello everybody, the Lawn Gnome is here.
Things could get a little messy.
So today I'm here to talk to you guys about the new Guy Ritchie film, The Man From U.N.C.L.E, starring Henry Cavill, Armie Hammer, Hugh Grant, and Alicia Vikander. One of the most interesting things that I have seen in regards to other people that have been reviewing this movie is the fact that a few of them did not know that this was based on a 1960s television series. And I actually had the fortunate opportunity to see this movie with my father, who actually is someone who grew up watching the television series. So along with the review of the movie, I also am going to use a couple of things that he said to me in regards to comparing the two versions of this title. I had fun with this movie. It definitely was entertaining. I loved that it keeps its place in the 60s with the whole Cold War, because the premise of the show, as well as the new movie, is an American spy and a Russian spy teaming up to form the group Man From U.N.C.L.E to face the forces of evil. And that's exactly what this movie is about, so there's no reason why we shouldn't keep it in the 60s. I loved the music. It really had a lot of 60s feel to it. I loved the fact that the fashion was very authentic, as well as the cars, as well as the overall setting with the technology. And I also really did appreciate the humor. Guy Ritchie knows how to really put action and humor together in a very perfect blend. And my father did tell me that this show did have a comedic spin to it, and I loved the chemistry between Napoleon and Ilya, the two agents. It really was funny. Alicia Vikander, I remember from Ex Machina, really enjoying her performance in that movie, and I feel that this is a great breakout role for her besides Ex Machina. I have a feeling that we're going to see her in a lot of other projects. And of course, I always know who Armie Hammer is, thanks to great movies like The Social Network, and Superman is playing the good American spy in this movie. I mean, I love that. I did have a lot of fun with this movie. It had some great spy moments, some great action sequences, car chases, the typical stuff that you see in classic James Bond movies. However, I did really want to know what my father thought about it, since he did watch the television show, and while this is an origin story that leads into what the show is all about, he really didn't feel like it was that old, charming television show that he grew up with. He thought that the humor was very spot on, he thought that the characters that they portrayed were exactly like the ones that were in the television series, but he just didn't really enjoy the overall feeling of the movie because it didn't really capture that story. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't even remember the original theme even being in the movie itself, unless I'm completely wrong. But one of the biggest faults of this movie is the fact that it really does drag. This is an under 2-hour movie, and my father and I felt like we were sitting in the theater for almost 3 hours. And because the pacing was so horrible, I really feel that that's what took a lot away from the movie. It's the reason why my father thought it was okay at best, and I also said the exact same thing. But was it worth seeing? Yes, these kinds of movies that revolve around spy capers always are great. I would love to see if this will actually become a franchise. Hugh Grant plays the boss portrayed in the television show, and it definitely opens itself up to a sequel, but my father actually said that this would be better if they actually turned it into a television show. I agree with him. I think that that would be a great opportunity there, but it is what it is. It was definitely a fun movie, but it is far from perfect, so I am going to say that if you enjoy these classic spy movies, The Man From U.N.C.L.E is definitely worth the time. Maybe not necessarily the full price, but I'm going to give The Man From U.N.C.L E 2.5 out of 4. So thank you very much for watching. As always, guys, feel free to put your comments in the box below, and let's have a discussion about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.